When company rules suddenly come back to bite, even when everyone says they won't. Let's be honest. Most of us think we know which workplace rules are set in stone and which are just for show. Maybe you've even been told by everyone, don't worry, no one actually enforces that. Until the day, out of nowhere, they do. That's the reality I faced, and it's a lesson more people need to talk about. But here's where it gets controversial. Who really pays the price when organizations use their hidden rulebook as a weapon? Dear Good Job. Last year, as a trainee in a workforce development program, I formed a close bond with Barb, the primary trainer guiding us. She supported me through personal hardships and taught me valuable skills, quickly becoming both a mentor and a friend. But the organization had a strange, highly restrictive, no-fraternization policy. Many coworkers seemed to give it little thought, and I never heard of anyone actually facing discipline for it. Barb and I never crossed any lines. We didn't socialize outside the workplace or do anything inappropriate. Once the official training ended and another person took over job search support, I wanted to express my gratitude during the holidays. I baked cookies for all my trainers, and since Barb really loves music, I gave her a Bluetooth speaker I'd won. I also included my phone number in the card, thinking we'd no longer run into each other at work, and I'd like to keep in touch. And this is the part most people miss. I didn't realize that the no-fraternization policy extended beyond the training period. Without warning, management assumed Barb and I must have had an inappropriate relationship simply because of my gift and phone number. As a result, shockingly, Barb was fired. Honestly, who would give their phone number to someone they're involved with but haven't already exchanged contact info? To make matters worse, HR was out on medical leave, so nobody checked in with me or even let Barb explain. I found out weeks later that Barb had already moved away for a new job in a different industry after losing her income. She couldn't pay rent or alimony. She lost her job, her chance at unemployment benefits, and even some personal belongings left at the office. The impact didn't end there. Barb's children were upset, and eventually, she experienced significant health issues too. The company later realized their error and offered to rehire her, but Barb understandably refused. Why go back to a workplace that had so little trust or compassion? Especially when she'd found something better. Now, I'm grieving the loss of our friendship and the person Barb once was. I'm haunted by the thought that my innocent gesture might have set these events in motion. Though deep down, I know the real issue was how poorly the company managed the situation. What's your advice for moving past the aftermath? The experience has left such a sour taste that I feel I have to start over in a whole new field to ever trust a workplace again. A regretful colleague. Dear regretful colleague, here's the uncomfortable truth. At some point, everyone learns that even the most bizarre company policies can suddenly matter. A lot. Maybe it's when an employer needs a convenient reason to let someone go. Or when leadership decides to crack down for the first time in years. Sometimes you don't even realize a rule is being enforced because you're new or not in the loop. The controversy here, rules may be ignored by almost everyone, but that doesn't mean you'll be spared when someone decides it's time to make an example. It's heartbreaking that Barb ended up as collateral damage. Of course, we don't have every detail. It's possible there were other factors in her dismissal, but the way management handled things was undeniably flawed. My first suggestion is to reach out to Barb, if you haven't already, even just to express your regret. She may not respond, and that's okay. The reality is, some mistakes can't be fixed. Sometimes apologies go unaccepted, and closure feels out of reach. The best way forward is to own your part, learn from the experience, and commit to being more cautious about workplace boundaries and rules in the future, even the ones that seem silly or unenforced. But this story also raises a bigger, more controversial question. Are companies really protecting themselves with these blanket policies, or just creating environments of mistrust and fear? I'd love to hear from readers. Do you think strict no-fraternization rules do more harm than good? Should organizations take more responsibility for the damage done when they enforce policies inconsistently? Chime in with your experiences and opinions. Let's get a debate started.